UFC 312 is tonight. I am your friendly neighborhood fight companion, Mr. Fight Companion, here to go through the entire card, a complete breakdown from the early prelims to the main event of UFC 312. I will be live tonight starting at 6 p.m. on this channel. YouTube live stream starts at 6, and I'll be live for like fucking 7 hours until the main event of the card. So a full live stream of the complete card. But for this video, let's just get right into a complete breakdown of the entire card. So let's get right into it. First up, first fight of the early prelims is Quillan Salkid. I'm gonna be fucking up names because there's a lot of interesting names on this card. Quillan Salkid versus Anshul Jubli. Anshul Jubli, a noteworthy Indian fighter. Noteworthy because he's like one of the few Indian fighters in the UFC. Recently took a loss to Mike Breeden. A bad loss. Mike Breeden isn't really a great fighter, and he just got kind of fucking overwhelmed by him. Fighting Quillan Scald. It's just Quillan Salkid. This is Quillan Salkid's first fight in the UFC. I think he fought on Dana White's Contender Series, if I'm not mistaken. But before then, not much. No, he has fought before, but before that, not in the UFC. This is his first official fight in the UFC. Well-rounded guy. More of a grappler than a striker, but his grappling is really good. I think he gets Jubli to the ground and either wins the fight via dominance on the top position, garnering ground control in every round and winning via decision, or finding some way to submit him. Of course, he's the favorite over Jubli. And I'm just gonna go with a win for Quillan Salkid via unanimous decision. Most likely off of just ground control time. You know, there's a slight chance he's able to secure a submission, but I'm not totally sure if that's possible. I'm gonna play it safe and go with a decision win for Quillan Salkid. Next up, Jonathan McAuliffe. Jonathan McAuliffe versus Kevin Josette. I remember Kevin Josette from his fight with Brian Battle. He quit in that fight. Brian Battle made him quit. Josette's a great kickboxer. As far as Jonathan McAuliffe goes, he's a good grappler. And, with his striking, I could see some holes. So it's not really great striking. He's just more of a grappler. There's a chance he could get a hold of Josette and force him to wrestle and grapple. I just don't think it's possible. Josette's also a pretty good grappler as well, but he's more of a kickboxer, and I think Josette keeps it on the feet and pieces up McAuliffe for as far as the fight goes. I don't think this fight's going the full 3 rounds, so I'm going to give it to Kevin Josette via a round 2 TKO. I think he basically just knocks out McAuliffe in the second round, just given how sharp and strong his kickboxing is. He just, he attacks the legs of McAuliffe, attacks the body, attacks the head, just makes McAuliffe quit in round 2. And that's how it'll go. Next up, this is an interesting guy. Rong Chu from China. No last name, just Rong Chu. Against Cody Steele. Cody Steele, kick-ass name. I don't think there's a need for a nickname when you got a name like Cody Steele. Fighter from the U.S., undefeated. What's special about him? Let me see. Let me check the notes here. Basically, how I see him is a brawler. He's really fucking tough, and he's got power. He's undefeated, like I said. And his grappling isn't bad either, so I get why he is a heavy favorite against the Chinese Rong Chu. Rong Chu, also pretty decent grappling, decent striking, but he's gotten put out before by multiple fighters. But there's still a chance that you come into this next fight being a changed man and being evolved and looking better. And I have no doubt he'll look better than his previous fights. In this fight, I just think Cody Cody's gonna beat him up. And I think it'll take 3 rounds to do it. I think Cody Steele will be able to knock out Rong Ju in round 3 via TKO. So I got Cody Steele TKO round 3. Next up, now we're into the main prelims. Colby Thickness versus Alexandra Topuria. This is a fight that many MMA fans are looking forward to because of one of the fighters on this card being Alexandra Topuria, the brother of Ilia Topuria, the Spanish Conor McGregor, who just knocked out Max Holloway after knocking out Alexander Volkanovski. So he just knocked out 2 fucking huge UFC legends back to back. Ilia Topuria. This is Ilia Topuria's brother, Alexandra Topuria, who is noted, who has been noted to be the brains behind Ilia Topuria's camp. So it seems like this is the smarter guy of the 2 brothers. So I'm definitely buying into the fucking hype. Colby Thickness, though, is nobody that should... He isn't a guy that should be overlooked. He also is undefeated, and he's got great striking and grappling, and has proved to have that before. But, when these 2 come together, I'm just going to fully buy into the hype of the Alexandra Topuria thing, man. The guy looks scary. I've seen his fight camp footage. He looks like a fucking monster, man. And I think he's going to find a way to just crack the chin of Colby in round 1, make it stellar, and live up to the hype and to his brother's legacy as well. So I got Alexandra Topuria in a round 1 KO. All right. Look, Colby Thickness is great too, though. Like I said, no dig to Colby Thickness. He looks great, undefeated too. It's going to be tough taking his first L. But who knows? Maybe he can shock the world. It's a fight game. Maybe Alexandra Topuria gets fraud checked. You never know. I'm going to go with the probability that he does not get fraud checked and, in fact, knocks his opponent out in round 1. Alexandra Topuria, round 1 KO. Next up, women's fight, Wang Kong versus Bruna Brazil. Wang Kong has been a noteworthy fighter as of late because of her Joker theme that she does, especially in weigh-ins. So, she kind of hyped herself up in the last fight by doing the whole Joker thing and ended up just getting beat up. Will she get beat up in this fight? I'm going to say no. I think Wang Kong has a really nice striking style. She's a really rangy striker. Bruna Brazil is a savage as well, though. And I would go Bruna, but I'm going to go with Wang Kong just because of the fighting style she uses, the striking. I'm just checking to see if she is, in fact... I mean, the measurements match up. Wang Kong... The measurements match up, in terms of reach. Wang Kong has the same, reach lengthwise as Bruna Brazil. But I don't know. It's just the way she fights. I'm going to buy into the Wang Kong hype, even though she did get fucking demolished in her last fight. So this is a risky choice. But Wang Kong is the favorite, so it isn't really that risky. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Wang Kong via decision. Most of these women fights go to decision. It's really rare to see a TKO or, submission is not that rare. You see a lot of submissions too, but I think it just goes to a decision. Wang Kong via decision. Next up, Tom Nolan against Vyacheslav Borshev. Vyacheslav is the slight favorite in this fight. Tom Nolan seems to be like the rangier fighter, the longer fighter, longer reach. He's got decent striking and grappling as well. Vyacheslav has better striking, but not much grappling. Vyacheslav is, again, the slight favorite in this matchup. I'm going to go with Tom Nolan because of the grappling, because of the reach. Vyacheslav doesn't seem to have that much grappling. I think his takedown defense isn't bad. But, if it goes to the ground, I think that's going to be Nolan's time to shine. And even on the feet, even though Vyacheslav is a great striker, it's Nolan's reach that is going to give Nolan not so much of a hard time trying to reach Vyacheslav. So I'm going to go with Nolan, even though Vyacheslav is the favorite. I got Tom Nolan winning this fight via unanimous decision. Next up, Jack Jenkins against Gabriel Santos. Gabriel Santos is the considerable favorite here. Jack Jenkins, good striker, decent grappler. Gabriel Santos has, good grappling and striking as well. Jack Jenkins does seem to have the better striking, though, between the two. I think it's just his dimensions that kind of throw me off. The reach advantage. Gabriel Santos has the advantage with the reach. Gabriel Santos has the advantage with the height. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go Gabriel Santos on this one, even though Jack Jenkins does kind of, Jack Jenkins. Like I kind of swayed towards Jack Jenkins when I first thought about this fight, but just given the stats, just reading over this shit. Jack Jenkins seems to have the better striking, but Santos has a better takedown average, more submissions. I think Jack Jenkins is gonna try to keep this on the feet. But I got money on Gabriel Santos bringing us to the ground and executing on the ground. Maybe even locking in a submission, I don't think I had any submission predictions on this card. And I had Gabriel Santos winning via unanimous decision. I'm going to change it to Gabriel Santos winning in the third round via submission. Just because of the grappling and the, I don't see much grappling from Jack Jenkins, but Jack Jenkins could win this shit because he seems to be an aggressive fighter with some good striking. But I don't know, something about Gabriel Santos is swinging me to his side. Next up, we're on the main card now. Jake Matthews versus Francisco Prado. Jake Matthews seems to be like a hyped guy. I've seen a lot of him in the MMA media circles in terms of what's being posted and stuff. Jake Matthews is the rangier fighter. He's got good striking and grappling, well-rounded guy. But most notably, he seems to have better grappling than Francisco Prado. Prado seems to be more of an aggressive striker and a better striker than Jake Matthews, even though Jake Matthews has the reach advantage. Everything in this fight seems to be swaying towards Jake Matthews, but I'm going to choose Francisco Prado, and I'm going to choose this fight. I'm going to choose Prado to win because Prado's just giving me that fucking vibe, and I know that's not a great case to make, and that's why I would consider this fight to be my riskiest pick. Even though the stats say Jake Matthews, something about Prado is making me think that he's going to fucking go forward, chase the fucking knockout, and get it. So I'm going to go Prado getting a third round knockout. Even though everything is swinging towards Jake Matthews, Prado's got this fucking, I don't know, it's the energy I'm getting from his fights, from the highlights and shit like that. I'm going with Prado, man. I'm going with Prado. Call me a fucking whatever, man. I'm going with Prado. Next up, Jimmy Crute, Rodolfo Bellato. Light heavyweight bout. Rodolfo Bellato, aggressive motherfucker, man. Jimmy Crute seems to be a decent fighter as well, though. He's got good striking, good grappling, those check out. But it's just fucking, it's the power of Bellato, man, and the aggressiveness, as well as the takedown defense. He's good at keeping the fight on the feet. But again, it's the power and it's the striking of Bellato that I think is going to overwhelm Crute. But I'll give Crute the benefit of the doubt, and I'll say that Crute survives round 1, but Bellato takes charge in round 2 and knocks Crute out in the second round. Give me Bellato via second round TKO. Next up, Justin Tafa versus an absolute monster in Talison Teixeira, and Talison Teixeira. 6'7", I think. 6'7", 6'7". Fuck. TikTok brain. 6'7" fighter. Um, 9-inch reach advantage against Tafa. Longer legs than Tafa. Better striking than Tafa. This is it's knockout city. You know, it's bedtime for Tafa. You know, I like Tafa. He's had bad fights. He's had good fights. I just got money on Teixeira being a fucking absolute monster. I don't see Tafa as a strong grappler. Let me just check the grappling stats real quick before I really say that. Yeah, not a strong grappler at all. Neither is Teixeira, Talison Teixeira. But in order to beat Talison Teixeira, I think you got to come into the fight with grappling, because if you're not taller or you don't have a longer reach than Teixeira, you got to go to the grappling. Justin Tafa simply can't do that. Teixeira's going to fucking eat Tafa's lunch. I don't know if I had a first round or a second round knockout for this fight. I never even fucking chose a winning method because I was just so fucking in awe of this guy's dimensions. The 6'7" monster, monster reach, and seemingly monster power. I think this is his debut. Is this not fucking Talison's debut? It might not, but still, Talison Teixeira, absolute monster, especially when fighting a guy like Justin Tafa. Tafa's going to sleep. I'm going to say he's going to sleep in the first round, you know. I'm not trying to fucking deride Teixeira that much, but still, the guy's a monster. He's fighting Tafa. Tafa doesn't have much going for him besides the punching power and the knockouts, you know, and the striking. And in that realm, it truly seems like Talison Teixeira is going to dominate. So give me Talison Teixeira, you know, for a round 2 TKO. Or round 2 TKO. These are big guys. It takes a lot to really fucking put them out. Next up, co-main event, Zhang Weili versus Tatiana Suarez. Tatiana Suarez, I don't think she's been given the true hype that she deserves. She is the favorite going into this fight against Zhang Weili. Zhang Weili is the champion, mind you, so you know the challenger being the favorite is a pretty alarming thing for the champion. But Zhang Weili is a UFC legend. I love her. I'm a big fan. Great fighter. Strong, well-rounded, determined, dominant against many of her opponents. It's just against Tatiana that I think that the script is going to be fucking flipped. Tatiana is a strong striker, strong grappler as well. And she just seems fucking strong overall. And that chin could crack fucking diamonds. So give me Tatiana Suarez give me Tatiana Suarez by unanimous decision against Zhang Weili. It's gonna pay me to see Zhang have to relinquish her belt. But Tatiana is the next thing coming, man. She's the next thing coming. So give me Tatiana Suarez, unanimous decision win against Zhang Weili. Tatiana Suarez is the next, or will be the next, women's strawweight champion. And last but not least, the main event, which kind of makes this card not a great card at all, but who knows? Maybe there'll be knockouts coming left and right, but it doesn't really seem like that. This is not the best card. But yeah, main event, Dricus du Plessis against Sean Strickland. This is a rematch. The first fight, Dricus won via decision. It was a close fight. Sean was landing that jab all night. So that should have garnered a lot of points for him. But it was Dricus's takedowns and the punches he would land at the end of every blitz he executed that got Dricus the win. In this fight, I think it's going to be a carbon copy of the fucking first fight. Sean Strickland is one-dimensional. He's got a stagnant style, jab, cross, teep, Philly shell defense. Dricus comes at you from a lot of angles, awkward striking, the patented Dricus blitz, which is him marching forward with his chin tucked to his chest, spamming overhands, followed by him shooting for takedowns and relentlessly shooting for takedowns, dragging his opponents to the ground, taking their back and submitting them if he can. All of that being thrown at Sean, I think Dricus pulls out another close decision win in this fight. Sean having Alex Poatan Pereira in his corner will do nothing for him, especially given the fact that Alex doesn't speak English, so there's a fucking language barrier there that Planillo Cruz is going to have to fucking cover up. All the while, Sean is getting fucking backed up, while Dricus is fucking doing this shit every fucking round. So yeah, I got Dricus via Heart of a Champion. Dricus will edge out a decision win against Sean in this fight, and this will overall be pretty mid card. But it's the UFC. At least we're getting a fucking UFC card to begin with, so we all gotta be grateful. And yeah, that's why I think every fight will turn out. Every fight will turn out on this card. I will be live starting at 6 p.m. at the beginning of the early prelims. Check me out. Tune in, join in, hang out with me as we cover the entire card of UFC 312 on live starting at 6 p.m. tonight. Overall, you let me know what you think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you all in the next.